is now sideways. This isn't good. I want to firstly congratulate all my fellow inductees. You guys have no idea how privileged I feel to be with this group of people. As Corinne said, I've got a good relationship with most of the inductees. I've just heard mostly and seen the legend of Benji. Don't know him super well, but congratulations, epic tux. It's amazing. But I've had the privilege of playing with Shannon, and oh God, she was always so hard to tackle. I got to be coached by Sid, and Sid, you have no idea the impact that you coaching had on my coaching. Randy, I fashioned a lot of my refereeing styles around, and and I really learned about just that whole other side of community of referees with Randy, and the importance of just continuing on and still being involved with the game. And I tell you, being a referee is one of the best seats in the house to watch a game. It really is. So anyways, congratulations to all of you guys. I truly want to thank the Hall of Fame committee for giving me this honor. I truly am humbled by it, especially to be considered a builder. Basically, as Corinne said, when I started playing rugby at Kelvin, it was kind of a fluke that I stumbled upon the sport. I wanted to be a football player, and the football coach asked me what my previous history was, and the only sport history I could give him was I was a figure skater. Believe it or not, I was a figure skater. And so he suggested that I play on the girls' rugby team, and then the next year he would let me play football. And basically, as soon as I found rugby, there was football wet. No turning back. So then Corinne just had the faith in me to just encourage me to keep on coming out. And if it wasn't for Corinne, who she means the world to me, she is my rugby mom, as she mentioned. And Corinne gave me the confidence to come out and play senior woman, to go out for the junior team, to go out for the senior team. That one was you think I'm good enough to play on the senior team with you? So if it wasn't for Corinne, I wouldn't be in this position at all. If it wasn't for Corinne, I wouldn't be a rowdy, and I never would have met my group of best friends. Shannon, Sadia, Browner couldn't be here tonight, but I never would have met this amazing group of women who we weren't just friends on the field or just off the field during season. I spent all my time with these wonderful, wonderful women, and we went on amazing trips together. We would go to like Grey Cup, and we would call ourselves the No Pride group because we got to know pride. And we'd go to rugby tournaments all over the place because the best thing to do is just play. And there's not enough of that now. People just don't go to tournaments anymore and play. And it is sad, and I'm hoping that one day we can get that back. I wouldn't have, if I hadn't been on the Rowdies, I never would have met Scott Harland and Charlene Bakke. And the influence that they have had for just encouragement and passion for the game. It's hard to not be inspired when you sit with Scott Harland and Charlene Bakke for an evening. So a lot of the influence for my love of this sport comes from these phenomenal people, and even people who I haven't totally touched. I have the utmost respect for people I haven't been coached with, but I've watched them coach, Rick Ramsa and Jim Russell. My dream was always to be coached by you guys. I would have done anything to be coached by you guys. But watching the work that you guys put in with the men's team was amazing. And I think that you have really inspired a whole new generation of phenomenal coaches. Because I see a lot of the guys that are my age really taking into huge roles. Example, Jared McLaughlin, like he's going to be here one day, no doubt, because he has the same passion that you guys passed on to all of us. Lastly, I guess not quite lastly, my mom. My mom and my family, not just my mother, but my whole family has a very huge history of volunteerism. I remember growing up my grandma used to take me to her various things. I couldn't tell you what they were, but I just remember being dragged to them. Watching my mom working at Special Olympics and all my figure skating competitions. And the second that there was a need for a manager for rugby, she was there. So it makes me really proud that my mom was in the Hall of Fame before me, because she's just the ultimate volunteer, and it means a lot to know that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. And lastly, because of rugby, I met Glenn, and Glenn is my rock. Glenn gets to see this mess when I get too stressed out from all the rugby stuff. He taught me that, you know, I can still love rugby as much as I do and have a life still and balance everything. And he is the person that I cannot talk about rugby with. And most of all, when I get the luxury to coach with my husband, it is probably one of the most joyful things. Coaching at Kelvin with Glenn is one of my favorite things to do. So I just want to thank all of you for, first of all, for just being here, and in all the roles that I've had, thank you for supporting me. And thank you for laying down the footwork for this beautiful sport that we all have. And I really, really hope to see, I see a whole bunch of faces I don't get to see often. It would be really amazing to see some of these faces helping out at their clubs and at the provincial team. You can go see Patrick Ryan over in the corner there. Because there's always a need for volunteers, and it really means so much to your current teams to have an alumni. We don't see them enough. But again, I just want to thank everyone, because this is such a huge honor, and I'm so humbled by it. I just want to thank everyone so much. Thank you.